Welcome in. It is the ATB show at the buzzer. You've got Scotty in beautiful downtown Maine, rubber shoes, working for the people of beautiful LA. And I'm here in beautiful downtown New Hampshire. Adam and Corey stuck in makeup, hair and makeup for months, quarters. The Nielsen ratings are wondering, maybe it's just 3 of them now. Maybe it is. Who knows? But we're here brought to you by...
They getting surgery? Is that what it is?
Corrective, getting some stuff lifted and tucked.
Hey,
you never know. We are brought to you by our dear friends Joe and Leslie and the whole crew over at AAA Work Trucks. We're getting into it. I don't think there's anything to report except for despair when it comes to baseball. So I'm just gonna. Can we just check that box and clear that deck? Is there anything going on with baseball? Nothing to report from Fenway. Correct. We moving on. Excellent. Let's we're going to get to football. There's so much to talk about. It starts Thursday. I was talking this morning with somebody at the office, and I just said to a group at the office, and I'm like, if you have anybody in your life that's into football and you're not into football, you're going to lose them from Thursday night to Monday night. They're just gone. They're booked. And we'll get to all that because we've got one of the best weekends of the year for football, quite honestly. So the Super wild card weekend is chef's kiss, and I hate to say that because Roger Goodell.
I believe they dropped the Super.
Did they drop the Super? It's not Super anymore.
Yeah, they were saying that on
okay
98.5 that they
now it is just wild card weekend. All right,
yeah, because it was so stupid.
Yeah, I mean, well, it was whatever. A lot of things they do are stupid, but here we are. Shall we start with?
I would think next weekend is the best weekend, not this weekend.
Well, it's going to keep getting better because I just think
it gets more important, but I don't know if it's better. There's more football. I think that's you know what I mean. Like that's the best part of it.
Yeah, just the fact that college football owns Thursday and Friday, and then I'm looking at it just 5 days of just foolishness, which is fantastic. Speaking of foolishness, we'll touch on hockey. I want to go here first. And I'm not against it, and I know it went off without a hitch. I think there had to be some slippery ice for sure because they sent the All-Star game I'm sorry, the Winter Classic. I apologize. The Winter Classic was in Miami. I paid zero attention because I was doing other stuff. Did anybody watch it? Were there any mishaps because the ice was not perfecto? And why would they not just keep it in cold weather? I know people have argued
because they have the ability to do it.
What's that?
Because they have the ability to do it.
Yeah, but
they've already done one in LA.
But it was certainly underwhelming. Would you not agree? As a hockey fan?
Well, I didn't watch the one in LA. I didn't watch this one, so
you're making my point. Okay, thought it was a terrible idea.
Actually looking. I think the Bruins are supposed to be playing Tampa Bay down there.
Yes,
in the stadium.
They've got the stadium jersey, the stadium sweater that's been released.
Yeah. I thought that was last weekend, but it wasn't.
Yeah, that's still coming up. I don't know. If nothing else, I'm glad it's over. I'm glad they did it because God willing, that box is checked, and now we don't have to go down there again. To me, I mean, what wasn't there just most recently? I think the picture they're showing is the Red Wings playing whomever. It's at the Big House at Michigan, and it's snowing, and it was juiced. Like the stadium was packed. I mean, what does the Big House hold, Scotty? 110,000. Never mind all the people that they put on the field around the rink. It was just absolutely juiced. That's a Winter Classic. No offense, Miami, but nope. Nope. In the same way, because we don't have the cachet, and they would probably frown upon the weather, even though they most recently did one at the Meadowlands. The Gillette will never get a Super Bowl because they'll argue it should be in a vacation location, and we'll never get one. They threw one at the Meadowlands, and that was what it was. But I think certain events belong in certain places. And the weather does matter, and I think the Winter Classic should be.
They did one in Minnesota. See your breath.
What's that?
They did the Super Bowl in Minnesota.
Way back in the day.
There was a dome.
Oh yeah, dome stuff, sure, yeah, but no, I agree with you with the weather too. But they'll talk about the fact that less people will go because it's not a vacation location. I don't know. I thought it was weird. The pictures looked underwhelming, and the fact that you, Francis, did not watch tells me everything I need to know, because you're a pretty avid hockey fan, and if you weren't watching the Winter Classic in Coral Gables, that's just a weird choice, odd choice all the way around. Anyway, Jaylen Brown with a 50 burger. Talk to me, Scotty. Talk to me, Rubber Shoes. I knew you boys, and I gotta be honest, I was pretty surprised. He's had 2 now. What's happening? What are we doing? What are you doing?
What are you doing? What are you doing?
I don't know.
MVP.
MVP.
Oh,
do you think that's a thing?
I think I don't think he'll win it, but I think he's in the top 5.
Okay.
You got them without Tatum, right? They lost Holiday, Porzingis. They started off the season 1-4 or something ridiculous, or 0-2, got to 2-5, whatever it was, right? They're 23-12, right? They're 23-12. He's putting up better numbers than Shea, right? He's putting up better numbers than, different numbers than Jokic. He's putting up better numbers than Brunson. The Celtics are in second place in the Eastern Conference. I did love the fact that he called it out, the fact that they gave Players of the Month to SGA and to Brunson last month, because his numbers were way better than Brunson. So he definitely should have been that. I mean, he was better than Shea last month too, continuing that stretch with what he's doing now. Granted that we get Denver next, and it's without Jokic, thank God. But anyway, he's playing at an insane level. And I think a part of the reason why people don't want to give him the recognition is because he does speak his mind, is that he's not shy to say, well, that's ridiculous. What do you that's, he's not a media darling. Also, people don't like the Celtics. They don't like the Celtics,
Wait a minute, Scotty. Are you going to crack the egg that Boston's racist? Are we going down that?
It's not even, I'm not taking the race card into it at all.
No, I'm joking. I'm joking. But no, when it comes to basketball, and when it comes to when it comes to people talking about trades and all that kind of stuff, it comes up across all of our sports. Hockey, I would say the least of which, but it comes across all of our sports that people don't necessarily want to come to. But we're getting off track. You're welcome. Come to Boston for the weather, or come to Boston for the taxes, or come to Boston because of the overshadowing, continuing story that we've always, and is it everywhere? Sure. Do we have a wonderful history of it? I said wonderful, being facetious. One of the best parts of that Celtics thing we watched was how they really leaned into that and covered it and didn't shy away from it, So yeah, we don't get the votes. The
city itself has just a horrible history, but if you look at the Celtics organization itself, has a wonderful history, right?
Sure.
Auerbach didn't care, it's just, but anyway, but it's not that, it's more of, I'm kind of doubling down what Paul Pierce said, it's, people don't want to come necessarily and play here, but also we do win a lot. They've been really successful for a while. So
we do win
and
a
the
lot.
Celtics have been. The Celtics have been in the conversation now for quite a while. If you think back, it's been, a good 10 years that they've been, in the playoff mix, at almost at championship level a few times. At least for the last 5 years, they've been a championship contender for the most part. And now a lot of teams, I think, looked at it. Okay, no Tatum. They lost. They didn't want to spend the luxury tax. So they lost a bunch of guys. They're vulnerable. We have an opportunity here. And now you see JB taking it to this crazy good level, having a season, and I don't think he's not gonna get his due for those two reasons specifically. But it's still fun to watch. I enjoy it. I think I think Billy talked about this last week or 2 weeks ago. You talked about him being super aggressive, going to the rim, hitting the mid range, not settling. And this run that he's on is exactly what Billy said. That's exactly what he's doing, and he's taking it upon himself to be more aggressive, but doing it in with a high basketball IQ. When the shots are there, he's taking them.
What do you think?
Billy? You frozen?
No,
oh,
he's just thinking.
Okay.
He's thinking. What do you think?
I gave the fuck.
What?
I was kidding. I said I gave him a compliment. He was confused by that.
He's drinking it in. How much do you think the dynamic changes and the power struggle changes when JT gets back? Do you think they can build upon what he's doing, or do you think
Brown will get less shots? You know, right now Brown gets all the shots, not all the shots. Right. He's the guy, right? There'll be definitely a different dynamic. And the Boston media and national media will be, will immediately want to pit the two of them to get against each other, which they've been doing for I don't know how long, right? So I think that's something to watch out for when JT does come back. But his numbers will go down. It's natural though. That's what's going to happen. You're going to have two great scorers on the same team. That's kind of how it works, So I think also, I think to me though, it will help, in my opinion, it will help Tatum come back sooner, and he'll be able to provide more for longer this season because he's, in theory, right? He shouldn't have to come back and be like, oh my God, I have to take on the same type of work. You know what I mean? All the stuff that I've had to do before.
Right.
It's not all on me. Look what JB's doing. JB's been like a superstar. Let's keep doing that. I don't have to have it all on my shoulders now. We have two of us. And I think that's, maybe something that Missoula is probably thinking about as well, and how to kind of, fit him back into that mold.
Yeah, melt him in slowly, right? I mean, it takes a ton of pressure off.
I think this is going to help them in the long run because now Brown can say, okay, this is how I'm the best. I can take the ball, drive in. And now this opens it up. It's either going to open it up more for Brown going in because people can't shy off other players. They got to stay on Tatum. Or if they do dip down, that's going to give Tatum wide open threes. And I think this is going to make them better down the stretch.
Agreed. Totally agree. And they're on a run right now where, they'll still have, like, the Kings game was weird. They still have their weird moments where they kind of just looks like they almost mail it in a little bit and then try to turn it on. And, they still have those games, but the effort, that's few and far between. The effort that you're seeing almost on like a night to night basis, it's phenomenal. It's phenomenal. And they're deep right now. They're showing their bench and they are playing 8 guys, 9 guys a night. So that's great to see. Right. So that was one of the questions coming in is, how is Joe going to work this in and so on. So it's been, I think it's funny. Let me ask you guys this. We talked about it. We gave our predictions, and I felt like most of us had them kind of in between, right? 4, 5, 3 seed, somewhere around in there. Yeah. And I think let me ask you this. Do you guys think that they catapult to the 1 at this point, or do you still feel that they'll still end up in the 3, 4, 5?
I think it all depends on how the rest of the East plays. I think if Detroit folds under the pressure going down the stretch, having a young team, then we could take the 1. I think the Celtics, unless there's injuries, they are what they are now. They figured out what they are. They're going to sustain this the rest of the way and then get better with Tatum in there.
Sorry, for once ever, we have breaking news on the show.
I was just can you wait because Aiden was going to call in with that. Yep. He texted me about 2 minutes ago. He texted me about 2 minutes ago.
I have a guess what it is.
Hang on a second.
We'll get into it in a second. But no, I agree, Billy. And it is still kind of up in the air. The only reason I'm asking that is because, like, in my mind, I could still see them ending as like a 3 seed because, they will still have.
Yeah, but I think they're 1, 2, 3. I think that they should be in that picture there.
I agree. Yeah, I think so. And so I'm not surprised. And I guess the second part of my question is, are you guys surprised of how well they're doing right now? I don't think I'm overly surprised by it. I think they're on a great run, but I don't think I'm super surprised.
No, I was more surprised on how bad they started off the season. I didn't think they were going to be that much of a drop off from last year. I know they lost a lot of pieces, but I thought our guys.
We've got a caller. Hang on.
Yeah.
Hello.
Hey, buddy. How are you? You're on the show. Scotty just saw it too, so we're very excited because we actually have breaking news during the show. This usually happens at about 6:05 when we finish the show. So if you want to,
yeah.
if you want to cite your source and then tell us what you've heard that Scotty just went across Scotty's desk, go ahead.
Sure. Yeah. So per
I didn't
Schefter,
get the
I
guess.
was working out on Planet Fitness, got this notification. John Harbaugh out as Ravens head coach, which is pretty monumental considering, Super Bowl with the legend Joe Flacco.
He needed
almost all my years
leave.
I've been alive, so this is a pretty big day for the Ravens, I guess.
It is. Thank you for the report, bud. What are you doing at Planet Fatness tonight? Are we doing chest or legs or arms or back or what are we working?
Today is back and biceps.
Back and biceps. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Wonderful.
All the sexy muscles,
Of course, yes. I love that for you. All right, boss. We will see you soon. Thanks, Bubba.
No problem.
Bye. He was
Also,
so excited.
Kicked Kaylee out of the studio? You kicked Kaylee out of the studio?
Is she mouthing off? I had her in here, and one of our agents, we're trying to get one of our agents booked for our company trip in Atlanta coming up in February. And of course, God bless her, Carol comes in. She's like, can you help me get my ticket? I'm thinking, I don't book anything. Like, all my business stuff is booked with Kaylee, and all my personal stuff, Janina handles. I'm like, I don't know what I'm doing. So we believe we got her on the right flights, and she'll be going to the trip. But yeah, it was like 4:59. Everybody's in here clucking away, and I'm like, I got to kick you out. We got the show at 5:00. So yeah, that's all right. She'll be fine.
Nope, that wasn't what I thought it was going to be.
What did you think it was going to be?
I thought it was going to be a hire.
No, what's your prediction for a hire today?
I'm thinking Coach Prime and Cleveland.
Oh, interesting. I think he wants an SEC job more than he wants to go to the pros.
But
and I know he could coach his son. I know, but I think he wants SEC.
Look, I love primetime. I'm a big Deion Sanders fan, but he has not proven at Colorado that he can be an NFL coach.
Yeah.
Like he just hasn't. Excuse me. He has not proven that.
That's something Cleveland would do.
It's very true. You're not wrong, Billy. You're not wrong. That is very true. That is exactly what Cleveland would do. Interesting. They're a hot mess. Either Cleveland or the Jets. Somehow the Jets would trade for Shador and then somehow fire Aaron Glenn.
Yep. That's another one. Yeah.
Back to the Bubba report with Schefter's report. Ultimately, I'm really shocked with the Harbaugh thing.
I'm not.
No, you think it was time?
Howard, no. Oh, yeah. No, absolutely not. I think this is so a couple of things. One, there was been reports throughout the season that him and Lamar Jackson have not been
are not on the same page. Correct. Yeah.
Haven't been getting along for a while. That's one. Two, look at the disappointments that they've gone through over the last 4, 5, 6 seasons.
Yeah.
You go back to 2017, 2018, 2019 really is when it started. 2019 is when it started. Number 1 seed, right? And they're one and done, right? They lost to Vrabes and the Titans in the AFC divisional, right? Yeah. They hosted Kansas City a few years back in the AFC Championship game. Lost to them. Lost to Buffalo last year or 2 years, whatever it was. Last year, it was last year that Mark Andrews dropped the pass. One and done again. And honestly, I think it's just they've had some really talented teams, and they just haven't been able to get over that hump. And if you look at Harbaugh, yes, he went to a Super Bowl and won that Super Bowl against his brother.
What have you done for me lately?
Do you think
that was how long ago was that? That was 2013.
Do you think if he beats Tomlin the other night and wins the division and then he gets knocked out in a week that he loses his job, or do you think if he won the division he'd be safe no matter what happened down the road?
No, I think he would if he was be one and done again. He had to make the AFC Championship at minimum to keep his job, in my opinion.
Okay.
And it goes. I'm also going to say this about Sean McDermott. I think for Buffalo, I think that he has to, at minimum, make the AFC Championship game.
Interesting.
I really do. And if he doesn't,
the path is wide open for Buffalo this year. No no Buffalo. I mean, no Ravens, no Chiefs.
Right.
Like this is like the setup of the lifetime for Josh Allen, and they're the 6th seed.
Yeah.
Right.
Interesting.
Right. And that's the thing too. And Allen and McDermott could, Allen's on 100% because of his foot and whatever. That to me, that should not matter. Should not matter at all.
Yeah.
And
Harbaugh has injury excuses also. Lamar was not the same this year. He's been hurt all year, and his defense got decimated for most of the season. So, but yeah, I thought they were going to keep him because of that, because of the excuses. Not that I'm glad that he's gone, because I think he's a buffoon. So now they might get a good coach.
He's one of the biggest, whiniest football coaches. When he gets mic'd up and stuff, he complains so much. I'm just so happy. He's going to get hired somewhere.
He was Deflategate. Deflategate was the Colts game, but it started the week before with the Ravens. He started that.
That was right.
And then at halftime, they put air in the balls, and Brady hung 40 points on him in the second half. Right? Wasn't that the differentiation? It was like second half of the Colts game.
Yeah, he played better when the rest of the season in the playoffs with the correctly inflated footballs.
Right. But the rumor was that they went in and then corrected all the balls at the half of the Colts game. Nobody knew yet because it didn't break until after the game. And with the fully inflated balls, with Brady with full balls, as Alex Earl knows, he performed better.
And they ended up beating their ass. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. Smoked. And
it's the same thing with like the 07 stuff with the Spygate stuff. First game of the season, they're cheating, they're spying on everybody, and then they run the table until. Let's not going to rehash that, but I will say though, very similar to like not similar, but insane college football playoff. I don't know if I don't know. Looking at the NFL playoff bracket, because the college football playoff is just insanity to me. Looking at who's the Final Four, no one would have predicted this. Nobody. I mean, Ole Miss beating Georgia,
amazing.
That happening.
I think they go to 16 teams next year and get rid of the byes, because the bye teams are 1-7 in the 2 years that they've done it.
It's crazy.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
That's Ohio State.
I knew you'd love that. I think Billy's right. I'd love to see them go 16 and everybody plays.
Yep.
And then they've got to they've got to figure out too about what they're going to do with conference championships. Like, do they matter or not? Do they get rid of them? Bowl games are becoming less and less important. I know you know what I'm about to say. Outside of the People's Championship, which is just amazing. It did not disappoint again. There were 7 to 8 different Pop-Tarts running around the field. There's a protein Pop-Tart. Did you see him with the headband? He was beating up the other Pop-Tarts. It's fantastic. And I love, because that's going to be my national championship, because we're never going to get to a national championship because we don't spend money. Anyway, so that's going to be, that'll be my national championship, like that, because it's always going to be the team that was good enough but not good enough gets that bowl from the ACC. It was Georgia Tech this year. And just the details. I know I'm going off in the Pop-Tart Bowl. Give me 3 more seconds. The details, the fact that BYU had the sprinkles on their center stripe, all the stuff. And then they toasted 2 Pop-Tarts this year, so it was fantastic. I love that bowl. I think some of these other bowls, though, it's not like kids. They're going to become less and less important, because kids are like, I couldn't be bothered. I don't want to get hurt. I'm going in the transfer portal. The movement now is going to become 4,000 kids hit the portal last Friday. 4,000 kids.
And here's the thing. And you said the key part, last Friday. There are kids that are sitting there going, I'm going to hit the portal in 2 weeks. Why am I going to play a bowl this week when I might get hurt? You know what I mean?
Yep.
Like, to me, the portal, the timing of the portal is poor.
Terrible.
Like, terrible. I'm not a big portal fan anyway, and that's a whole and NIL and all that, and like there's a whole that's 1,000% different show that would go.
I just want hot water at the stadium, but go ahead. A girl can dream. Go ahead, finish your thought.
But anyway, so yeah, like they need to move the date of the portal, because that's what's impacting a lot of the actual quality on the field. Right?
1,000%.
And
1,000%.
if you are a fan of football, you want to watch quality football, right? Which is why like all these other non-NFL league, USFL, and all these other leagues, they just XFL, they haven't been able to take off because they don't really have quality football on the field. And if college football wants to make these bowls actually like legitimate, you got to have quality foot. The quality needs to be on the field. So change the portal to be later and let these these kids playing more. But at least that's my 2 cents.
Well, and I think that they were talking about it. Herb Street was lobbying for it hard on game day, as was our dear friend McAfee. They were both lobbying for the fact that coach needs to be in that room. Like the next time they have a meeting about the portal or the NIL or the group that decides who's going to be playing in the, like you got to have Saban in that conversation, because he makes a great point. Why?
Because he sucks. He left because he was doing it illegally before, and now everyone else can do it. So he went home. He took his football home and cried.
Okay,
that's why he retired.
I don't disagree with you, but don't you think?
He should have no say.
Okay, so you think nothing should change? You think the portal window shouldn't move?
No, I think it should. I think one, that if you accept money from a school, you should at least have to stay at least 2 years, maybe 3. I would say 3. You got to commit. But these guys get in 1-year deals and then jumping ship and going somewhere else. Like, I mean, Bo Nix had like 5 different schools.
Yes.
Gabriel had 3 or 4 different schools. It's like, it's crazy.
Well, Chablis, the kid from I'm probably saying his last name wrong, the quarterback from Ole Miss, he just had an announcement today that he's staying at Ole Miss. I'm like, well, I hope so. You're in the middle of a playoff run right now. Yeah. But he was like already announcing that he had no intention of jumping in the portal after the season was over.
Yeah, they need to fix it.
I don't need you to tell me you're staying. You're the quarterback of one of the teams in the tournament.
Paid. Yes, I 100% believe they should be able to get paid. But the way they have it, that you can just get a payday and move on every year
it's too Wild West right now. It's too Wild West.
To me, like what you just said, Billy, is perfect. Like they need like an SLA, right? You come up with some kind of like and it is a service, right? So it's a service level agreement. If you get X amount of money, this amount of money, means that you're here for 2 years. This amount of money means you're here for 3, right? Or something to that effect. Do something like that, so that you're actually, because the thing is, right now, people aren't buying commitment. They're just they're hoping for commitment, but paying for the player to be there for that year. And schools. It's ridiculous, and it's so bad. And the Wild West is like, can't even say Wild West anymore. It's just terrible. It drives me nuts.
Yeah, no, you're not wrong. It's funny too. It drives Janina crazy because they'll show any kid. We'll say Nate Duquette, and they'll be like, Nate Duquette, formerly of Clemson. They never talk about. Is he right there? I love that. They never talk about like the fact that he's the quarterback of Purdue right now. They'll always say formerly of, and Janina's noticed it. And of course, because this is just classic BC, they'll never say formerly of BC. Like if there's a transfer kid from our school, they'll never talk about that he was from Boston College. But every other school they do. And it's the same way. There he is. Hey, buddy. You did a great job kicking my butt in fantasy. Sorry you lost the Super Bowl to your dad.
No, I beat Bobby Dugan, and he's still. I don't think he's happy about it, but that's okay. I love him.
Dugan's fine. He'll be okay. Yeah. He's gonna be okay.
Yeah, he'll be fine.
That's awesome. Yeah, I
will say though, the Final Four. I will. Let me ask you this too, real quick, before we get off college football, Billy. With Miami making it to the Final Four, does that alleviate some of the frustration and pain of Notre Dame not making it at all? Because essentially they were picked over Notre Dame.
I thought that Notre Dame should have been over Alabama. Like why did you need 5 SEC? Really? Why did you think 5 SEC teams should have been in there?
Bias.
Exactly. That's the thing that people are thinking, that because ESPN's in bed with the SEC, they wanted to have as many SEC teams in there.
Yep.
I mean, the Miami thing, we lost head to head. that one, the thing with the Miami that pissed me off is that the 4 weeks of the BCS rankings, they ranked Notre Dame ahead of Miami, and then on the last week they flipped it. That's the only thing that pissed me off with that. I have no problem with Miami being there. It was Alabama being in there that bothered me.
Yeah, I guess I thought, I apologize. I thought it was. I know a lot of Notre Dame fans were upset that Miami was up over them, but
it's because they were ranked behind them the whole month.
And then nothing changed. No sense. There was a weekend that nobody played. Nothing changed, and they still got the jump. Yeah.
I will also say that, like, to all the Ohio State fans that are out there that are like, Ohio State win 9 out of the 10 times they play Miami. Miami just got super lucky that one. Shut the hell up. Yeah. Shut up.
Yeah.
Like, just stop. Just stop it. All right.
I'm enjoying that the Blue Bloods are out right now.
Talented team. Well, are they a more talented team? You'll never know. You know why? Because Ohio State doesn't play anybody. The most talented teams that they play are in the Big Ten, but they do not play anybody of actual note outside of the Big Ten. And even their Big Ten conference schedule.
Well, they played Texas this year, who was supposed to be good.
Yeah, the second week of the year, but that was, we also played Texas too. But anyway, I'm just saying, they suck. I'm very happy they're out.
I will say I'm happy down the stretch.
Yeah. Love the kid Mendoza. Even, he's a Big Ten kid, but, non-Michigan Big Ten guy, but I'm cheering for him. He's seems like a good kid, and the Heisman and everything. Love him.
Exactly.
Love him.
I would love, because it's Miami, Ole Miss,
and Indiana, Oregon.
Yeah, I would love
that'll be
Indy, Ole Miss. I would love Indy, Ole Miss. That would be great.
Yeah.
Obviously for the ACC, I'd love to see Miami make a run, but I have no allegiance to Carson Beck. He's making $4 million this year as a 5th year, 6th year, 7th year senior. I don't know. I lost track. So yeah, that's also the ridiculous thing too. Like, you don't have any 21-year-old senior quarterbacks out there or seniors and I get it, but we're way outside of the window. Here we go. Is he going? Is he out? Oh, nothing. So quiet.
No.
No call.
It's a contemplative look, though.
Yeah. No call? No call. Nope. No call.
Nope. No call.
You don't, we're way outside the COVID thing. Like, the COVID window is gone, So, why do we still have 7-year seniors? And I understand you got injured and you rehabbed back and you didn't play for 2 years. I get all that. But, the 25-year-old quarterbacks, I don't know. It's getting ridiculous. Getting a little bit ridiculous.
Also, how about, if you want to talk about, and we should probably get on to NFL, but the other thing is too, did you hear about the kid? I'm blanking on his name, but he's going back to college to play basketball. I can't remember the school or whatever. I'm blanking on all of this. I did no research.
Excellent.
But he's in his mid-20s now. He's like a guy playing against 19-year-old kids.
And he played something before, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, he played and left for the NBA draft. Didn't get drafted. Then he went to the G League and didn't make it there. I think he played in Europe as well. But he played in 2 pro leagues. What happened to that? What happened to the fact if you declared to be a professional, no longer an amateur?
Yeah, that Band-Aid should be ripped.
You cannot go back to amateur status. What are we doing?
Yeah.
If you want to go back to school, that's fine. God bless. If you want to go back and you want to get the degree, I'm all for it. But you can't play the fucking sport.
I know this opens a huge can of worms.
I get all fired up.
Well, they joked about it. They joked about it a couple of years ago. Because Brady still had a year of eligibility, he could have come back and played under Harbaugh right? I mean, I think Brady still had a year of eligibility when he escaped. There was some running joke about something like that.
Yeah, but didn't he graduate? I thought he graduated. Didn't he get his degree?
Yeah, but I guess he still had a year of eligibility because he had redshirted because he was behind 52 people, right?
That's right.
So, which is interesting. So apparently it is a thing you can do. I mean, obviously it is. Yeah, I don't know.
But football is different than basketball. Basketball, they don't have that stuff. They don't have there aren't 50, 70 people on the team. You know what I mean? It's a much smaller group. So basketball to me, like that, it shouldn't happen, and it's a very slippery slope. The fact that he's going back in and playing, it's not great.
I think the biggest challenge is when they lifted this, which was a few years ago, and I forgot about this. I watched something about NIL and all of this the other day. It was like a 30 for 30 that came up on YouTube, and the woman who put the whole NIL thing together, she's like, yes, everything really escalated when we pulled the year. Remember when you moved, you had to sit out a year and then wait to play. Now that's, like Billy said, you're going to have so many kids who don't have, and this is sort of heartbreaking because as somebody who, you love your school and you're like, nobody on the field loves it here. We're just paying them the most, which I'll never be able to form that sentence. And I'm still waiting for hot water. But anyway, like there's no allegiance to the school. And I said to Janina most recently, like, God bless Louis Bond. He came up to BC from UCF with Castellanos, and he stayed even after Castellanos left. And he was really talented for us. He was a great wide receiver for us. And I think he finished this past fall with a whole bunch of receiving records at BC, but he stayed because he actually really enjoyed the school, loved O'Brien, all that kind of stuff. And there's just not going to be a lot of that. It's not going to matter how much. I heard this quote the other day. Somebody said that Will Campbell was asked about his experience thus far and the support he got during his injury. He goes, I only ever want to play for Braves. And I'm like, I love how good and warm and gooey that feels right now. But like, at some point, is that going to change? That just, and God willing.
Well, also, it's like
a Patriot.
So
30
the guy
years
goes to a team, plays for 2 years. This year he's the backup. Next year, this guy's gonna leave and he'll be the starter. He put his time in at the school, and then they go out and buy someone to take your spot.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah, it's all jammed up. My biggest fear, and I think it's, not trying to be hyperbolic. I think the sport's going to eat itself, and I'm just trying to enjoy it while it's still palatable. I really think college football is going to eat itself if we're not.
They're going to have. It'll have to change.
Yeah. Or it just becomes. Somebody was talking about this the other day. Like it becomes the G League. It becomes a farm system. I mean, like let's just call it what it is. Like that's because it's really what it is. There's kids not leaving, and this is probably the funniest part of all this for the NFL. There's kids not rushing. The only benefit is we're seeing talent stay in college football longer. They're just not staying with an allegiance to a certain school. But kids, I mean, Carson Beck, for example, he's making $4 million this year, or maybe $5 million between the money he got and the NIL, because there's two different things. They're getting checks handed to them, and then they're still making NIL money through Visa, Best Buy, all that other stuff, whatever else they're doing with their name, image, likeness. So he's like at $4 million. And then I forget who I compared him to, like whoever the starting quarter, like Quinn Ewers, right? What's he making right now? Not $4 million, right? And he's playing in the NFL. So like there's no need for kids to rush to the NFL. So the talent's staying around, but it's not staying put. And that's making it unenjoyable for most people. I don't know.
He signed a 4-year, $4.33 million contract.
Yep.
His signing bonus was $131,000. Now he's the 7th round pick. So
and he's making $1 million a year. And Carson Beck in his 19th season, 19th season,
he
is
made
now
$8 million of significantly less than the $8 million NIL offer he turned down to go pro.
Yeah, I also get that you want to go pro. I think he's a good kid too. Scotty hates him because he used to be at Ohio State. But other than that,
everyone thought he was going to go.
Yeah, he was Ohio State first.
Yeah. Oh yeah,
everyone
but he
thought
went
he was
to Texas.
Yes, yeah, but that's why he went to Texas.
Right. I don't.
So
everyone thought he was going to go to UNC.
They have no impact in Ohio State. I don't care about them. I don't hate them. I should say I don't hate them.
So you mean like Ryan Day?
Fucking hate Ryan Day.
No, I know. You said if they have no impact, I don't hate them. I said, so
he won a national championship last year.
I know. You know what I find funny? I'll just bitch about New Hampshire because it's fun. No matter what he does, MUR can't wait to tell the story. So the day after he got knocked out of the playoffs, they did 5 minutes on MUR. It's like, oh my God. Like anybody spends 4 minutes in the state of New Hampshire and they're just like, like Scott Duquette, who visited Gonick for 10 minutes last week, is now president of any tie to the Granite State. They love so when he gets eliminated, I'm like, I don't have to listen to that. Thank God. Thank God.
I'm sure Cooper Flag's out on the news all the time up in Maine.
Probably would have to check with Bobby Dugan. He's a huge fan.
No,
not as much in Maine. No, not really. They don't. Not really. They
have a news news channel.
He had like the
yes, of course.
When they had like the career night, he had a career night a couple of weeks ago. I think he beat LeBron on I can't remember what it was, like most points as rookie in a game or whatever it was.
Fantastic.
I think it was that was on ABC, like the local here, but no, they don't show much of him. And that's the only like local news that we'll watch. It's like or whatever is like. Well, I mean, maybe Channel 6, but we don't watch them. But ABC is usually what we watch.
So hold it. ABC for you in South Berwick. Are you getting like WMTW, or do you get MUR?
No, Portland. Yeah.
MTW. Yeah.
Yeah. Travis Lee, man. That's my guy. Amazing. Travis Lee is married to one of my closest friends from high school, Amy. Her name was Amy Caswell is her maiden name. She's a sweetheart. Love her to death. And yeah, that's Travis Lee is her husband. I met him a few times. He's the nicest guy, and he does a really, really good job for their sports. And yeah, it's great.
All right.
Yeah, we're big WMTW. I follow Travis Lee on Instagram. You kidding me? Like, it's great.
Wow.
Yeah.
All
he does like the high school sports. He covers like Marshwood. He covers, you know what I mean? He does all those stuff
sure.
So,
I got you.
Yeah.
I got you.
I mean, it's a local. It's Maine. Come on, we're not doing too much.
Can't get there from here.
The biggest thing that we're doing is covering Black Bears hockey. Okay, let's like outside of like high school sports, we only have like the Black Bears, and we're not really covering a lot of Black Bears football or basketball.
Well, what about
hockey.
the Beast?
You'll see the Celtics G League team every once in a while.
Yeah, I was going to say the Beast, Amari Williams up there in Maine.
He's pretty good.
The Maine Red Claws.
Yeah. But anyway, can we talk about the NFL?
Can we talk about? I want to hear your thoughts. I need the two of you to talk to me about the MVP voting and how you think that's going to go. I mean, I think it's a fait accompli, but talk to me about it.
I think they're going to give it to Stafford because of the age.
Oh, is it done?
No.
Oh, I was like,
they don't announce it till the week of the Super Bowl, I believe.
Like the Saturday before the Super Bowl, right? Usually.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you. Okay.
They announce it, and then they have the honors after the Super Bowl.
You think it's a done deal, though? Yeah.
I think it goes to Stafford. It shouldn't, but. Look, honestly, it should and it shouldn't. It's one of those things where I don't have a legit argument to say that Stafford shouldn't get it. I really don't. Like Stafford's had a monster year. Oh my God. What? I thought that call was for you, Billy.
And actually, I think
this is amazing.
No MVP has ever won the Super Bowl. So I
wasn't Kaylee, it was JV. JV's like, you still here? I'm like, yeah.
Stafford get it.
You'd rather have Stafford get it?
Yeah, because no MVP has ever won the Super Bowl. So,
well, once. Mahomes pulled it off once, I think.
He did.
Mahomes pulled it off once, but I agree with you, Rubber Shoes. I don't want the jinx. I don't want the bad juju. My challenge is, I feel like, and somebody finally because I thought it, but I hadn't said it out loud because nobody talks to me. So I just sit in my room and talk to myself. But I thought to myself, I feel like Stafford has a stronger strength of schedule. If I hear about the Patriots schedule one more fucking time, we can only play the games they put in front of us. But there we are. The Stafford's strength of schedule, I completely get that. His touchdown throws, I completely get that. I feel as if, as well, they are sort of looking like they're looking at his whole career. And that, to me, makes me want to jump out of a first floor window. I feel like they're not I feel like they're not isolated. They're like, you know what? he's worked really hard. He's won a Super Bowl in the past, and here he is. So let's give Grandpa, because he's got gray in his beard, which I love. Let's give him his flowers. I completely get that. I think you're also I think they can also not look past the fact that, and I'm not saying this out loud to jinx anybody, this could be a singular monumental year for our dear friend here, Drake May. Like, maybe.
Actually, maybe they're just saying in the last 20 years, only one MVP is because Bart Starr, Terry Bradshaw, Joe Montana, Emmitt Smith, Steve Young, Kurt Warner, and Patrick Mahomes all won the MVP and Super Bowl.
Okay.
Yeah, Young won in 94, right?
I think the last person to win it that was truly scarred was the Matthew Ryan from Chestnut Hill University. Did he not win he won the MVP that year, and then he got the reverse card in Uno.
No, well, so I don't know. That's debatable because it's either Matty Ryan or if it's Brady in 07. Those are that's debatable. But yes, they both got screwed. But yeah, 28-3 always hurts. Kaylee wanted to know if JV had breaking news or not. But
JV had breaking news.
She said it wasn't her. She was kicked out. She's reminding
you know what it is.
Again.
JV, you guys know the building. JV's sitting out front and she's looking and she's checking for cars, and she probably knows that. I don't know if Kaylee's on the road already or not. Let me see. Yeah, Kaylee's already on the road.
No, she just typed. Didn't she?
She just sent a message in. That's what I was saying. Like, she just said that.
Yeah, but she's probably she's probably home is my point. I don't think she's sitting at her desk. And then I think JV probably saw my car and said, "What's he still doing here?" Because she doesn't have the podcast schedule, which is fine. I completely understand. She's busy running a company. So,
but it's honestly though, I agree. If he doesn't win the MVP, it's not the end of the world. I'm okay with that. To me, it's more of the Chargers, right? Like, you focus on them. They have to come in. Yep. They're traveling across the country.
I wish it was going to be cold or it's going to be balmy.
It's not going to be great.
No, but it's not. It's an 8:00 game, so it's going to be like the 30s, I think, at kickoff. Yeah.
But it's not
Saturday. Some day is going to be warmer, but by kickoff it will be.
But still,
30s.
We've had a ridiculously cold December going into this January.
Oh, I know.
And all of a sudden, now it's going to be like, I was like, I wanted snow.
It feels like that to us.
Yes. And don't forget, our young quarterback is not necessarily from Maine either.
True.
So he's probably not upset that it's going to be okay. And so take the weather off the table. We still have an 8:00 game where 68,000 New England fans are going to be lubed up. LA is going to have some people here. LA is going to have some transplant fans. This is where LA falls on their face. They don't travel. Those jackasses, and I shouldn't make fun of the Chargers fans because San Diego got the team stolen and it's horrifying. The LA, the LA crowd that has adopted them since they moved there, they're not flying out. They're not flying out for the game. LA fans do not travel the way almost every other city will. The most apathetic fan base in America.
That's the last time the Chargers played in Gillette for a playoff game. I was there. Ryan and I went in 2018.
Superchargers.
Yeah. It was San Diego, and they traveled okay. They weren't bad, but that was also a ton of like lineage, right? Like the San Diego had been around for a while. They actually had legit fans. Where I totally 1,010% agree with you, Timmy. It's gonna be
LA won't travel.
No, especially not for this. Especially it's gonna be cold and stuff. No, if it was inside, I could see them. I could see a good 30% showing up. You know what I mean? Like being like 30%, 30-70. But I don't see this happening. And if you look at the talent on the field, to me, and this is where I want like the focus instead of the MVP, the talent on the field, the Pats should win this game. They should win this football game. The offensive line for the Chargers, not great. Just got Milton Williams back, and they should be able to put some pressure on Herbert, whatever. Bobby Bear. Hand still broken.
Bobby A. Bear. Say A. Bear. It rolls right off the tongue.
A. Bear. Bobby A. Bear. Yeah.
That's Costanza.
But the hand's still broken, right? So there's a lot of stuff that goes into this.
Texting and driving.
Oh my God.
I saw that. Yeah. Don't text.
Oh my. You know what? I'm stunned by that, only for the fact that she was one of the first people, God bless her, because she's so even keeled and just pragmatic. I'll never forget the first time we traveled somewhere together, just like road trip down to Boston for some event. And she had her phone, and this might have been before Waylon, her son. So now she's more attentive as a mom, I suppose. But she put her phone in her bag, and I think she almost even put it in the trunk or the back of the car. I'm like, why do you do that? She's like, so I don't get distracted. I'm like, oh, you're a better person than I am. Because I'll be TikToking all the way up 16 to keep myself occupied. How are you, law enforcement? Come get me. Come get me. Anyway, Sunday night, 8 o'clock, Foxborough 34, 9 o'clock 33, 10 o'clock 32, 11 o'clock 32. Wind to the west, right around 12 miles an hour all night.
So that'll make the real feel probably, give or take,
30.
mid-20s. Yeah, mid to high 20s, you know?
Yeah.
I mean,
Yep.
If it's a little bit of art, which is great. That's great. That's perfect. That's what we want.
Yeah,
That's
freezing. We want it at freezing, yes.
And you have Ramondre Stevenson playing his best
out of his mind. Yep.
They're running the football well, which is what you want to do going into the playoffs, is have a good, strong running game. And yeah, I'm excited to see how the defense will match up against the two running backs that they have, you know, Vidal and Hampton. I'm not really all that scared in regards to their skill players wide receiver wise. I think we match up way better than they do when it comes to the cornerbacks compared to their wide receivers. So yeah, if you look at on paper, this is a 2-7 matchup, and it should be.
Yeah. Do we get Mac Hollins back? And I know that's not a big deal, but
he won't be eligible to the AFC championship game.
Is it AFC? I thought it was divisional. Okay.
Oh, he's 2 more weeks. Okay.
Yeah, that was my. So we have to be on for 4 weeks, I believe, right? IR.
Yes.
Minimum.
Yeah, that was my only hope for winning. Taking the 1 seed is to have that week of rest would have been nice for everybody. But I think it's also, I'd be so excited and this would be so delicious for us, is just to have Denver come in next week and lay an egg, and then have the seed roll back to us, and then have everything go through Gillette after the fact. I mean, yes, we have to take care of San Diego this week. I'm going to call them San Diego. We have to take care of San Diego this week, but I would just to have Denver roll in and lay an egg, because they're looking past whoever, because they're at Mile High and they think they're all set because they're the 1 seed, and have them get eliminated.
Buffalo. If Buffalo wins, they get Buffalo.
Oh, that'd be fantastic.
So Buffalo would, but look, Jacksonville's no joke. I think
Jacksonville wins, they come to the Patriots if the Patriots win.
That's correct.
Okay.
Yeah. And Jacksonville's no joke. I think Jacksonville has a good defense. I think they have a good offense. Lawrence is playing better than he ever has.
Yes.
Jacksonville's, I think that's a tough matchup for Buffalo. I really do. I think Houston beats Pittsburgh, personally. So either way, the divisional round to me scares me more than this one. This one to me, I feel like should be, the Pats should win this game in my eyes. But it is, like I was saying this earlier, like when the college football playoff bracket is crazy. I feel like this is crazy. I feel like there's a lot of upsets that could potentially happen in the NFL. Yep. Especially with the NFC side, I'm not worried about Carolina. I think the Rams will beat them, but San Francisco can at times step up and make some plays. In Philadelphia, they're just so hit and miss. Who knows who's going to show up? And their offense is just not great. And then you have Green Bay and Chicago. They rested Jordan Love, so Jordan Love's going to be completely, healthy and ready to go. And Chicago has absolutely looked just they're
confused.
Their offense has these moments. Yeah, it's like Denver. It's very similar to Denver, where their offense it looks bad, and then they've had these miracle comebacks.
Yeah,
and these really close games, which tends to bite people in the ass in the playoffs.
Yeah.
And I could see Green Bay winning. I could see San Francisco winning. And to your point, Timmy, I could actually see Denver losing, being one and done. I
definitely see that happen. And the only reason, I have no disdain for Bo Nix. I think he's a good kid. I think he's a good quarterback.
Oh yeah, no, absolutely.
I feel like it's going to be lights too bright for him. I don't know. I see some turnovers, some picks, feeling hurried, and I think the lights are too bright. And
something about it. Well, sorry to cut you off.
Go ahead.
They didn't play everybody on the Chargers side of the football. Like, they didn't have all their starters on both sides of the football, by the way.
Yeah.
And he struggled mightily in that game. Like, did not look good. Did not look comfortable. Was, rushing throws. I mean, he had 35 yards at halftime throwing. I know that because I put like a little bit of money down for him to get 200 yards passing. And he didn't get 200 yards passing. 200. I was like, come on, man. You fucked up my parlay.
Yeah.
But yeah, so it's just it's wild. It'll be I think this playoff is pretty wide open.
Yeah, it'll be a good. It won't be a super wild card weekend, but it'll be a good wild card weekend. Not allowed to say super. It's a big game. It's a big game. Remember that in radio, Scotty? We couldn't call it. We had to call it. All the promotions were big games. It's a big game this weekend for the big game. For the big game. Yes. Big game. New England is playing Baltimore.
What are you going to have for dinner at the big game? What are you serving for snacks?
Yeah. What's your favorite dip? I pulled a full putty. I'm just going to go Seinfeld real quick. I pulled a full putty. I made Bubba loves.
You painted your face?
No. The Devils. No, Bubba loves onion dip, so I made like a huge vat of it. And we were sitting there the other night before we had dinner. We were just sitting, and I turned to him. I was just like, why can't dip be dinner? He didn't get it. He's seen the episode, but he doesn't have it. Like, it's not baked in, so
it's not ingrained. Yeah.
Why can't dip be dinner? And Elaine looks so disappointed. She's like, why am I dating this man? Oh boy. All right, predictions. What do we got for predictions for the games? Sunday night, 8:00. We're on Peacock, I believe. Yes, Peacock. I mean, it's not on Peacock, but it's on Peacock/NBC, whatever. Yes.
Before we do that,
Sunday Night Football, NBC.
Do you have? It is, yeah. It's on NBC. But you write these down to me. How close was Billy last week? I feel like he was like right there.
Hang on.
I feel like he said 41-10 or something ridiculous.
I did.
And I was thinking about that honestly during the game. I feel like I was thinking about. I almost texted, and I was like, because it was 38-10 was the final or whatever it was, right? And I'm like, I did kick a field goal here. Billy's going to be sober.
I had it on a piece of paper. I have since gotten rid of. I did not save the notes. We should put it in the group chat. That would be a better place for it. But I'm sure he was close. I'm sure he was very close.
But I'll go first. I think, Pats play well. They're at home. I feel like the matchup favors them quite a bit. So I'm going to say, I'm going to actually say 30-17.
Wow. All right. Okay. Scotty, 30-17. What do you got,
Change that. 31-17.
31-17. I got 14.
I'm going to go Patriots 27-17.
27-17. I think because we can't help ourselves, we are 27-24. It's so close. It's going to be a kick. And I want it to be way more than that, but I keep going back to Mark Wahlberg. How do you know they're good? Because I'm sick to my stomach again, right? Like, and if we look at our lineage over the years, we are incapable of making it fun. I mean,
as long as it's not like the Buffalo game where they get up 21-0 and it's just scary the second half. Like,
there's a piece of me. There's a piece of me that will be comforted by the defense looking like they're confused and the Chargers racing down the field. and throwing 7 on us right away, and I'll be like, "Oh, okay, we're back. This is us. This is who we've been all year."
Miami should have, but Miami's so bad they screwed it up. But they were marching right down the field the first drive. I'm like, oh, what is up with this?
I kept saying over and over to Bubs watching that game, I love when Mike McDaniels has to coach in the cold, because you see his nose get all dark, and you guys know what I'm going to say. Hang on a second.
No, I don't.
You don't? Really? Oh my God. No. I'm so excited to show you this. Hang on. If this is not the funniest thing, stand by. I'm going to hold up to the camera because we're so low tech. If he doesn't look like Shock G from Humpty Dance, right? Isn't that great?
It is.
Every time they would flash the camera on him, I'm like, Shock G, Humpty Dance. And Bubba's like, who's Shock G? I'm like, oh, come on. And then I showed him. He's like, oh, okay. Yeah, Mike McDaniels, his nose gets that certain color, and especially with the hat on this weekend, it was just fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. We are back next week. We might have some people that are stuck in hair and makeup. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe. I am not.
I will not be here. I will not be there.
You are. You're on Paris duty, right?
The wife is heading to Paris for work, and so I will.
I got Celtics Friday night.
Okay. Well, we're not doing the show Friday night, so that's good. You're free.
But I'll have steak tip stories.
Oh, this is the holiday party. I love this. I love this. All right. So we'll be back at some point next week. I love that. We're doing Tuesday night next week. Wonderful. Tuesday next week. We'll be back next Tuesday to talk about all of the fallout from the playoffs, because games go straight through Monday because it's a mediocre wild card weekend, according to the NFL. For Scotty, for Rubber Shoes, and myself, we thank Joe and Leslie and the whole crew at AAA Work Trucks. You can join us, and you can subscribe and share and like and comment at atbshow.com. Have a great week. Enjoy the game.